Greetings, demons, and welcome to another video. So, an interesting thing happened earlier this week. CD Projekt Red, who are probably best known for their Witcher series, but they've made a ton of other games and most recently released Cyberpunk 2077, which, in my opinion, really good game, though I have admittedly stopped playing it. I haven't played it in a little while now. But they were recently victim to a hack, or some sort of data breach, and it's really interesting what was actually stolen. So basically, they had their source code for Witcher 3, Cyberpunk 2077, and Gwent, as well as a unreleased version of Witcher 3, all leaked. And it's the last bit that I want to focus on, the unreleased version of Witcher 3. Now, we haven't really got proper details about it yet, at least as of the recording of this video, so it is definitely an interesting thing to know that there was an unreleased version. Now, most people are just expecting this is probably like some sort of beta or alpha build. It's probably got something missing, or it might just have odd bits that are different and, it's not quite there. But a lot of other people are actually suggesting this could actually be a more, not necessarily complete version, but this could be a version that has a bit of extra content that was removed from the final game, which is something that happens quite a lot with games of this caliber. Witcher 3 is such a big game, it wouldn't be surprising if there is content that just didn't make it to the final release. And a lot of people are suggesting that that is probably what is in this unreleased version. So, beyond just the interesting game stuff, there is some other stuff like accounting, administration, legal, HR, investor relations, that sort of stuff. Those documentations were also taken on and posted, they were leaked by these hackers. So far, no one has actually claimed to be responsible for it, which is kind of interesting because usually they want to, get their name out there as this hacker group that, we took down CD Projekt Red even. Can't talk right now. But so far we haven't actually found out who it is. And even CD Projekt Red themselves actually said that it's an unidentified actor, which they did make a statement on it, which I'm not going to read in full, but they basically just go over what's happened and what they plan on doing, which is basically nothing. They've accepted that this information has gone out and they've reassured that no actual personal data or user data has been leaked, which is very good. I'm someone who uses GOG, which is their platform. I've been playing Witcher games for a very long time. I play Gwent, and obviously I've been playing Cyberpunk 2077, so it would be pretty worrying for me personally if personal data had been leaked, but luckily, by the sounds of it, they don't think that anything has happened, so it is very interesting overall. It is possible that this is a ex-employee, and CD Projekt Red actually made a bit of a statement towards ex-employees, and, it's going to be interesting overall. Something that is a major downside to source code being leaked, it basically means that the hard work of various developers, both that work there currently and that used to work there, so other ex-employees, their work is basically out in the public now, which can make it pretty difficult to essentially use it as something that they can, redistribute into other games, reuse in other games, and it's kind of unfair in the grand scheme that it's happened, but at the same time, things like this do happen. There's always an expectation that, your code could just fall into the wrong hands, it could fall into the public. It's always possible, it's always a worry. Unfortunately, it shouldn't be. In a day and age like this, there shouldn't be any reason why stuff like this would happen. But unfortunately, there are bad actors out there, and, things get leaked, things get hacked, and there's not really too much you can do about it. Encryption is obviously a good way of getting around it if you're a developer, but clearly CD Projekt Red just hadn't been encrypting these certain files, which, they might beef up their security in the future. Hopefully they do, just so that we don't end up having, actual important information like user information or developer information. Hopefully that stuff doesn't get leaked in the future. Obviously there are some aspects like the documentation of HR and legal. That kind of stuff could be very sensitive information. I wouldn't suggest you go out your way to try and find that sort of stuff. If you're going to look at these leaks, I would suggest only looking at the source code, because as much as it's a bad thing to be looking at any of this stuff, because it is all leaked content, it's not supposed to be in the public, if you're only looking at the source code, it's understandable. But I wouldn't suggest any of it. I'm not a lawyer, I'm not giving you like legal permission or anything, but point is, I don't think that it's very fair for us to, look into all this source code, look into the documentation, stuff that's been released, because it wasn't supposed to be released. It's not supposed to be seen by us. And if CD Projekt Red ever wanted this unreleased version of Witcher 3 to be seen, they would release it. Or they would release screenshots at least, or something like that. So I think the takeaway from this is just to be respectful of CD Projekt Red. Don't go out your way to look into any of this. I can't stop you. It's just a suggestion more than anything. But at the end of the day, it's out there now. You'll probably find it easily enough. I've had a look at it, admittedly, the source code, just as in, not the actual specific source code, but I've looked at what the changes are, just because I find it a bit interesting. But, yeah, I think that is going to be everything in this video. So thanks for watching, like, subscribe, all that jazz, and I'll see you next time. Bye!
Lunar rainbow flag, happy pride, rabbit with facts. Streamer let's play, take them out like dinosaurs. FNAFN, control, not the leader of a cult. Rabbit with sax, it's Lunar.